It's an unspoken but known understanding. You can get into Iowa City bars with a fake ID. And I asked several different people on different perspectives as to why that's such an issue.
It's a lot of the culture.
It's just sort of the accumulated reputation of the school as a party school.
I'd say money. It really does come down to money.
You Google University of Iowa party, it's all just gonna be pretty much the bar scene.
Most of the people that you see in bars are underage, and without them, these bars lose a lot of their money.
It may just be a culture thing. I'm not sure.
Downtown alone holds over a dozen bars right across the street from campus and the dorms. And when class is in session, they make thousands of dollars a night. And Iowa students both over and under 21 pack the bars. But how are underage students getting through security?
Fake IDs are so easily accessible, and you don't even, as long as the ID somewhat looks like you, it's more than likely will pass.
Door security are responsible for checking IDs. Most of them are male college students or college age, and their training is an online course on Iowa IDs.
And that went in depth a little bit on just signs to look for, inconsistent fonts, colors, shadows.
They have to learn other state IDs on their own.
The best we can do is make sure the picture matches up with the person, and at least says they're 21 years old or older. Every ID out here is going to say that, but certain states it's easier to tell. We normally turn them away if it's obviously a fake ID.
And even with additional verifications, some fake IDs still make it through.
So that's another thing with the scanner. That's what covers us, because they had an ID that says they're 21. They are just manipulating us to let them in, is what it is.
Bars and security do not face legal recourse for fake IDs that pass their tests. The job now is up to law enforcement. Iowa City police officers conduct bar checks every weekend, and they have the right to go up to anyone who looks underage and ask for their ID. And if they're under the legal age or have a fake ID, they can be escorted out and written a ticket. But that's not always the case.
Sometimes we just tell people to go home. Hey, you shouldn't be doing this. We're going to take your fake ID. We're going to take your wristband, and you need to call it a night.
Common citations given out are possession of alcohol under 21, being in a bar underage past 10 p.m., and possession of a fictitious ID, which can get you arrested and put in jail and have your license suspended or revoked. And the 21 ordinance enacted in 2010 was aimed to curb underage drinking and tame the downtown.
And I can say that change in our local law actually really did shift the downtown, particularly on the Ped Mall in that area, drinking culture in Iowa City, and I would say for the better.
And when local government saw a need for change, so did ICPD.
Today, we see policing different. It's not just enforcement, it's policing.
And while this helped, kids got creative and found a new way to keep partying in the Ped Mall. Now the main problem? The easy access to fake IDs. Officers and nightclub security agree that fakes are good and they're getting better. And at times, it's impossible to tell the difference between a fake and a real ID. I got to see some fake IDs, and a few of them I could tell were phony, but some others looked identical to my real ID. And the police department has boxes with hundreds in them waiting to be destroyed. And the problem is just too big to eliminate completely.
I can't catch them all. I'm not going to get worked up about it, but that's generally how that works.
I started this investigation trying to answer one question. Why is underage drinking such a problem here? And through this process, I couldn't come up with just one answer. I found it's a culmination of different factors that boil down to one thing: the culture. A 2023 UI study found more than 50% of undergrad students drank with the intention of getting drunk, and 40% engaged in binge drinking within a 2-week period, both above the national average.
That idea that if you go out, you are to get so incredibly intoxicated is just that's, to me, that is peer pressure. That is just the norm.
And students knew this before committing to Iowa.
I did know that Iowa was a pretty big party school, but I think that my interpretation versus its reality was nowhere near what I thought it was going to be.
With easy access and deals like downtown, it's easy to get swept up in the thrill of it all and forget about the dangers.
Actually, the first night I went out, I had way more drinks than I should have because I was never a drinker. First time really drinking. I ended up throwing up for until the bar closed. It was
2 hours of me throwing up in the bathroom. That was a bad experience.
Paramedics and healthcare professionals see the consequences of alcohol firsthand.
Those repercussions that are seen by the first responders, they stick with you for your life.
In 2024, Johnson County Ambulance responded to 229 calls for alcohol-related incidents between Friday nights and Sunday mornings. 79 of them were people under 21. And this is just ambulance calls. UIHC treats more people who come in themselves.
Friend is lethargic and not responding to questions, and if they're having a lot of emesis and they're not able to cough it out of their airway, those are some very hard, fast rules that you should definitely get seen.
Many people suffering from alcohol intoxication don't get help, especially underage people, afraid help will get them in trouble.
And what I do want people to know is they should always ask for help, no matter what their condition is. If they're underage and drinking, that's not something that we're going to investigate.
And while there's no quick solution to stop underage drinking and fake IDs in Iowa City, there is a way to help limit the dangers.
My best approach would be education.
It's the parents who should be teaching their kids and like making it not taboo.
Always ask questions, because the more informed people are, the better they'll be able to make decisions.
Everyone a part of the nightlife knows that underage drinking is a huge problem here. And there isn't one clear answer as how to solve it. But one thing that helps is through education on dangers and consequences of these actions. From downtown Iowa City, Hannah Lipsky, DITV.